Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Nikki. Today I'm going to be interviewing my friend Devon Moore. He's been my friend for the past year and a half. I've lived with him for the past 6 months, and how did I get here? I don't know. You'll find out in this episode of Devon and Nikki. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Thomas Joseph Devon Moore. I go by Devon. I'm 19, go to Windward Community College, first year, second semester, so tons of fun. And yeah, I work at Aldo, a shoe store in Ala Moana. Love it. It's very fulfilling getting to help people complete outfits all the time, you know, because women will come in and they just don't know what they're looking for, and I get to help them find that.
Oh, how long have you been at Aldo for?
A year and 2 months.
Oh, wow.
3 months.
A little birdie told me that you were the editor-in-chief of your high school yearbook.
I sure as hell was.
How do you like it?
That is an experience that I look back on all the time because it really grew me as a person. So I started yearbook in my sophomore year of high school, and I was just a staff member. I didn't even know I was going into yearbook. I was just in the class, and I was like, okay, cool. And then like a week later, I was told it was yearbook, and I realized why we were learning what we were learning, and I was like, oh, you know? But once I knew what I was doing, I like got super into it and got really good at it. Became like an unofficial editor that year, and then the next year I was managing editor / design editor. Ran a whole separate class because there was 2 of them, and did lots of great things there. That was in my high school of Florida, and then I moved here and went to James B. Castle High School. When I got there, their yearbook staff was much less developed than the yearbook staff that I was used to, so I automatically was just like, hi, I'm Devon Moore and I'm your new editor-in-chief. My first 30 minutes in the classroom. So that was great fun.
What did you like about your book?
I think my favorite thing about it was once I got to become a leader in the setting. If I have a vision, I like being able to carry that out. So by being in the editor positions, I was able to come up with what I thought the book should look like and have my minions get it done for me. And I call them minions, but I couldn't have done anything without them. They're the ones who I had going and getting all the interviews and the pictures and just anything. They were writing the stories, and I'd come back and I'd edit, and we'd collaborate to try to really develop things that would be good enough to deliver to the school and make our advisor, the publishers, the school, student body proud of the product that we completed. So,
going off topic of your book, what struggles have you gone through to get where you are today?
When I was younger, I experienced lots of things that kind of would throw me down. So I was bullied starting like 3rd grade up until 7th grade, really, and that took a big toll on me. 6th grade, I was not in a great place, hated myself, wanted to die. My uneducated on how to kill yourself self wasn't successful at that, and thank God, because then 7th grade I moved to a small charter school, Academia de Lengua y Cultura, which was terrible pronunciation. It was a bilingual Spanish school, and I couldn't understand half of anything that was going on there because so much was in Spanish. But the people there, they were so naturally nice and loving and caring, and they really made me feel like I was part of something again, and that I had friends and I had people who cared about me. So I was able to take all of the hurt that I had from previous years and turn that into something great. So that year I got involved with the student council, and I started doing things like spelling bees, and yeah, so it wasn't an immediate turnaround though, and I moved to Florida in 8th grade and didn't have friends for a little bit, but by 9th grade I met like my first best friend ever, and once that happened I really started to blossom as a person and find who I was and become comfortable with being myself and trying to be a happy person.
So, how have you grown from like where you were at in middle school to where you are at now, and like how has it changed you as a person? Like, did you gain anything from your struggles?
Senior year of high school, I wrote a paper. It was my personal statement for portfolio, and my topic was perseverance. And what I had meant by the word persevering in relation to my life was that through all of the struggles that I'd faced when I was younger, physical and verbal bullying and lots of things that just made me not enjoy myself, I was able to turn around and tell myself, just keep moving forward, keep going, and you'll get there. And I did. I got to a place where I was happy, and then I didn't settle with, okay, now I'm happy. I always keep moving forward. So, yearbook, I didn't just settle with being a staff member. I wanted more, so I moved forward and I became editor-in-chief. And that's kind of how I tried to live my life in general, is nothing's ever enough. You can always have more and greater, and you should be able to push yourself to get what you deserve, and I think each and every one of us deserves the best that we can get, because we're all worth trying for ourselves.
Do you think though, like, there would be ever a point where you're going to be satisfied?
I don't feel like I'm ever necessarily dissatisfied. I recognize that there's always next steps. Like even now with trying to figure out where I'm going to go to school, I don't even know what I'm going to do for my bachelor's, but I'm already trying to think, what am I going to do for my master's? Because in my head, like, having a bachelor's, cool, but how do I keep going? I can get a master's, or maybe by that time I've started a business, or I'm working in a business that I really love, and maybe my goal will shift and I'll start trying my hardest to work my way up that. Life is like a ladder, I guess. You gotta keep climbing. And success is wherever I am. So right now I would say I'm successful, just as successful as I am in the future when I'm a millionaire and sitting on a yacht, you know?
What do you think was the driving force for you to have that kind of mentality?
I'm not quite sure. Multiple different things. I mean, I have people behind me who have always told me that I can be and do anything that I want to do, and that have loved me and supported me through everything. And I don't know, there's, I guess, a fear of failure. Like, I don't want to ever go backwards. I just, again, my head says keep moving forward, and that kind of just is my driving force. So I don't accept anything less from myself than to keep moving forward. So like my grades right now, I tell myself I refuse anything but an A, and I'm going to get an A in all my classes just because that's my only option, to keep moving forward in the way that I want to move forward.
You are the motherfucking shit. You are great. You are magnificent. You can do whatever you want to do in this world. Put your mind to it. Put your grind to it, and you can do it.
Get up, get out, get motivated, get inspired. Get your motherfucking shine on today because you can. You are number one. I don't know no 2 or 3, but I know you're that one. Period. Don't let nobody, nothing distract you from your grind time, prime time. It's your time right now. Do whatever it is you need to do. What'd you say? You was finna give up? Bitch, you wasn't finna give nothing up. You was finna keep striving, keep working, and keep doing your shit. You are great. It's nothing but success in your future. So that right there, just Libby. Instagram at JSTYLBBY. She's great motivation. That speech is actually something that I tell to myself just again while I'm doing homework and whatnot, because it's when you're feeling down or you feel like you can't do something or you're just being lazy and don't want to, it's definitely great motivation to find the value in yourself to keep going and get what you deserve, you know?
So do you have any hobbies?
Oh, that dreaded question. I don't do anything with my life. I dabble in things here and there. I used to absolutely love drawing, and I still have tons of drawing supplies, especially like charcoals that I used to love to use, and when I play around with them, still do. Always loved baking and like cake decorating, cookies, whatever. So I used to do that. I have tons of piping bags and tips, and I just sit there and practice, make my own frosting, and try to make whatever my decorating guide book would tell me to. So that was tons of fun, and I used to actually want to do that as a profession, but then I realized that it was actually more of a hobby, and I didn't want my hobby to become something that I dreaded. So I decided to move on from my idea of that as being a profession.